So, Hare Krishna, and welcome to the boot camp where we are addressing step 5. So, in step 5, everything is about the weight of carrying hidden pain. We don't want to carry it, but somehow or another, because of societal pressures and patterns, fears, guilt, shame, who knows, different other character defects and personality traits, we carrying this weight. So I really like this expression, you are only as sick as your secrets. We carry heavy burdens, regrets, shame, resentment, unspoken fears. And these secrets don't disappear with time. I will repeat that. These secrets don't disappear with time. They bury themselves deeper, distorting how we love, trust, and serve. So if the big question comes, why should I do step 5? Why is it necessary? Well, because we don't want to go around with this 10-ton weight. A heart weighed down with guilt cannot fly with Kṛṣṇa because we get bogged down, we get pulled down. Okay, so I want to share the secrets of this step in from my lenses, how I saw this happening in my life. It took me many years, but I'm hoping if you're really like serious and take advantage of these boot camps and come to the meetings, read the literature, it will be much more smoother, faster, because I didn't know anything about anything when I was trying to discover. I was reading books, I was going to different meetings, which without much idea. So this boot camp gives you the whole idea. Anybody who watches this playlist understands what is this all about, and then you should come to the meeting. The boot camp is only the tip of the iceberg. So the secrets poison the stream within. It could be a small little secret. Oh, I'm not able to finish my rounds. Well, it's a big secret in a spiritual realm, but maybe I'm pretending that I am, or maybe I'm saying I'm very busy, but what I'm actually doing maybe sleeping or lazy or something very inauthentic about myself that I may present. Depends. So on the pure consciousness level, the consciousness is supposed to flow. Our inner stream is meant to flow freely towards Kṛṣṇa, towards Kalachanji. And not that we get blocked by our secrets that is poisoning that stream. And then the hidden pain, Kṛṣṇa values our freedom of expressions and emotions. So the hidden pain, when we have not shared with somebody, the unconfessed pain, it's like a virus, it festers within. It makes us very weak and it makes us very confused. And then we start acting in codependent ways. We start overthinking and we start becoming lazy, procrastination, and not prioritizing things that really matter, and so on and so forth. Then spiritual fatigue. I really went through these layers and levels. Spiritual fatigue, growing into emotional burnout. I cannot understand why I cannot function, why my health is weak. I remember a few years ago how my health went down, and I met my Guru Maharaj and I said, I'm not very well with my health. And he said, you are so young. Why do you have health issues? And very little did I know back then that this was the emotional burden. This is the certain kind of secrets that were poisoning that stream within and was causing me spiritual fatigue. And the inner bondage, what we don't release ends up ruling us. That becomes my boss, not the pure consciousness. So our inner stream of consciousness is meant to be pure and flowing. But when it gets clogged by what we hide, what's the clog? Unconfessed pain. It festers and then it grows into spiritual fatigue, emotional burnout, physical health problems. When we don't release things, then it ends up ruling us and becoming ruling, meaning when we cannot have a smoother health, we cannot do many things. So it becomes like our boss. Okay, that's in from my personal perspective, but it could manifest in different ways. Okay, we have energy to do addictive things, but I don't have energy to do the healthy things. I have time to spend on people who don't value me, don't respect my boundaries, but I don't have time to sadhana or other things. So these are forms that it can manifest. And Srimad Bhagavatam says the mind is purified when we open up and we share. Okay, I mean, I'm just paraphrasing what in the sixth canto, this concept, this theme comes up. All right, so here we are seeing letting go. What does it mean, letting go? Letting go means verbalizing those burdens that I'm carrying. And it is said that Krishna hears us through the ears of his devotees. Krishna hears us through the ears of his devotees. So letting go doesn't mean losing, it means lightening the soul, lighting the feeling, okay, I don't have to carry, I'm not alone, I don't have to struggle. And then that sacred sharing, that space where Krishna, through the ears of a loving Saki or sponsor, listens with full compassion, no judgment. That's what we are creating here, a community where we can support. And in order for you to grow and succeed, first you need to be that Saki, where you start listening to, like we did in our 1 year, 100 days boot camp that we were doing earlier. I would listen to all of you. You would call me up. I would talk, and that was like a whole. It was beautiful. I was like one of the best programs I have done this boot camp series, because being there, listening, it liberates. Helping, holding that space liberates. So more than looking for somebody, being prepared to be that person is the way that this community will grow. I'm being witnessed. That's the point of opening up. Speak your heart, not be judged, but to be witnessed. But again, you can't jump to step 4. Somebody needs to have done first 3 steps to know what kind of context, what kind of framework they need to speak with, and how we need to hold space, how we don't judge, how we don't preach, how we don't not respond from a state of lower self or blended self, but we are being witnessed, like we are holding that space. So we need to go through the other steps. So letting go doesn't mean losing. It means lightening the soul. And Krishna, through the ears of a loving Saki or sponsor, listens with full compassion. And this is a sacred sharing. Guhyam akhyati prachati. This is your offering of truth as well. When you are sharing, you're also doing a service. And you're speaking your heart, not to be judged, but to be witnessed by the Lord. And this offering of truth, like when we are telling Krishna through another devotee, this is how I am working on. We do that with this experience, strength, and hope. Okay, I'll come to that slide. Even if one commits the most abominable acts, if he's engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly. Okay, next. This is the experience, strength, and hope of the program. We do not share from venting perspective. We're not sharing from victim perspective. We're not sharing from blaming others perspective. We're sharing from wanting to thrive in our Krishna consciousness. We share our experience, the strength, and the hope. So we share from our wounds, transformed by grace. We don't only go into the problem deeper. We want to be part of the solution. Strength, our experience becomes our strength. Then hope, our strength becomes hope. And connection, we walk each other home in this journey of healing. We help each other come closer to Krishna. So we don't share from a place of perfection. Very important. We're not putting on mask. Hey, I'm so recovered. No, that's not the idea. We share from our wounds. Today I have felt this way, and I was trying to apply the principles of recovery, and these are the principles I was trying to apply, and I did feel this mercy, and by sharing what happens, the grace that's flowing becomes even more. So our experience becomes strength, our strength becomes hope, and then we walk together. We are not doing the whole holier than thou attitude. We're not like sitting on the Vyasasan mode of hey, do this, do that, hey, why don't you do this, this worked for me, it'll work for you. No, we are doing it with the mood of compassion. Okay, so because your story matters. Your story can transform somebody's life. Your truth matters, and your heart matters. So this is the journey. 4th step and 5th step is all about valuing your story, valuing your mistakes, valuing the flaws as an opportunity to turn to Krishna. And the truth also matters, to look at ourselves with the true. This is actually, I'm not a victim. I chose this. choosing, and oh, this is a pattern, and I don't think I want to live and die with this. I think I want to shift this, and I want to take responsibility for it, but not with control, but in the mood of surrender. So it's a whole beautiful dynamic of different principles. When it's put together, that's how we can thrive in our Krishna consciousness. All right, so this is the conclusion slide for this presentation. Reset your inner stream. Call your Saki, whether through outreach call or your general normal steps call. Reach out to someone who can listen with compassion, open your heart, share your truth without the fear of judgment. It's a practice. Initially, when we started our programs, some people will say, when we generally have this kind of thing, we do this, that. It was so scattered. But then as you went through the program, as you read the literature, as you come to the meetings, as you attend the boot camp, the dialogue becomes so much more clear. When I experience abandonment from people, I experience anxiety and I act in this way. So we do not project our experience on others. We speak from a place of truth without the fear of judgment. What will people think if I reveal that, oh, I was harsh or I was this, or no, we just say, this is what it is. Why? Because let the tears cleanse you. So allow those emotions to flow. Yes, I may feel a little bit shame. Oh, yesterday I did not, whatever it is, I did not keep to my top lines, behaviors that I was supposed to do. What will happen if people come to know? We say, allow that emotion to flow. Purify what secrets once poisoned us, and just let that go, let that flow. And it doesn't matter how big the secret is or how small, but it's something that's contaminating our internal consciousness. So then we can experience Krishna's love, feel that divine love flowing through that honest, authentic connection. And it's truly magical when we have that kind of a Sangha. So that is step 5. Okay. When we are able to process step 4, again, in this particular session bootcamp here, we are not doing the steps. This is an introduction for you to get trained what the steps are, what it involves when you're doing it for the Saki. And when we're doing the meeting, we may be reading a particular section of the step and how that helps us. Okay, so I'm going to end the presentation here. Do you have any comments or any questions? Yeah, go ahead. And I'll open the... So the function of the Saki, there are 2 ways that you can connect. One is called the outreach call. It may not be one particular Saki. There are different devotees which we are in a group, and you can message saying, I need a outreach call. Usually we just say OR. I need a OR. It can be 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever it is. So you need somebody to connect with for 5 minutes, let's say. Sometimes you may need to share, and some other times you may just be there for the other person to listen to them. So you say 5. When I say 5, let's say you write a message there, OR, please, 5 minutes. And I may see your message and say, yeah, I have time. I can take this call, which means at least minimum 10 minutes in that 5-minute call. Why? Because 5 minutes you're going to speak, 5 minutes I'm going to speak. So at some other times it may become 15 minutes if there is feedback necessary. So usually when we write a message, we say, OR, please, 4 minutes, 4, we just write like that. OR, 4, with or without feedback. W, without is W, and O, FB, feedback, or with feedback. Plus, we just say plus FB, means plus feedback. So plus feedback always usually takes, if it's a 4-minute share, it'll take minimum of 1 minute. And it's a 5-minute share, maybe 2 minutes of feedback. That depends. It's a choice. It's an optional thing to seek feedback or no feedback. I've done several shares without feedback, and if I trust the group or if I trust the person, then I may want the feedback. And in the feedback, we don't advise, we don't judge, we don't do any of those things. We just highlight the recovery principles and we reflect back what they're sharing. So if I understand you correctly, yesterday you communicated with a particular person in a way that you actually felt that you could have done it differently. You reflect, you hold the space. Now, the second type of connection to Saki is to the person who's guiding you through the step work. That person is not any time of the day. You have a fixed date and a date or time, like week, maybe every week you meet up with them, or every day, or whatever it is. You have a fixed time. That very much depends on the Saki, their availability. Okay, so that's the procedure. Does that help?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, two ways of connecting. And so that's why that's why this is a community program. It's an approach where we need to create this culture where we can be there for each other. So that's why we have a group, and you have each other. Sometime, if you're in America, somebody in America may be available for you at a certain time of the day. And for India, it's night, so we are sleeping. And for somebody in India, we write a message, and somebody in America may not be available. So it depends on the time. But when we have the group, somebody will be available. I'm part of other groups from my original group, and somebody is always available. Somebody in UK, somebody in Australia, somebody in South Africa, somebody in the US, somebody in India. So sometime or another, even if I'm up midnight and I can't sleep because I'm processing something, I write in the group, somebody available for a 4-on-4, and you get the call. And these are people that are trained, like these boot camps, and they know the principles, they've heard the whatever the rules of the solution are. And therefore, it's magical. It's magical because it's like living your life through lens of solution and not living as the problem. Because usually if I call some relative or friend or somebody else who doesn't know the recovery principles, the conversation is going to be different. It's not experience, strength, and hope. It may be gossiping, it may be resentment, and it's a different dialogue. Here we are from pure stream of consciousness. We want to do this. Sometimes when I call in 5 minutes, I'm doing all the 12 steps with the person. Look, I feel powerless in this situation. I'm really depending on Kṛṣṇa about this situation. I want to hand it over to Kṛṣṇa. I don't want to control. And this is what I did wrong here. And I am telling this to you. I really want to let go of my character defect. This is my character defect that I figured out. And I want to actually be of service to this person. I want to really, truly connect with Kṛṣṇa and make Kṛṣṇa's will and not mine be done. And I'm going to do a service. I'm going to call a couple of people and listen to their issues or whatever. So all 12 steps done in that 5 minutes. So it happens. And then it becomes part of you. It becomes like a programming.
Thank you very much.
Anything else? Otherwise, I wanted to go over the handout quickly. Yeah, Doshna, go ahead.
Mataji, I was. It's about yesterday's this thing, step 4. Is it okay, or we can do after?
Yeah, go ahead.
So the step 4 inventory, after I made the points of character defects and the positive aspects, and when I was trying to evaluate, do this step work for different scenarios, I found that it's always common, the character defect. I want things to go my way. So few common points were always coming up. And at a point after doing it for some time, I felt like the situation comes and then I know this is the character defect. I don't have to do the whole process. And then it felt like very mechanical kind of. I mean, I stopped doing it for some reason. I was like, yeah, I know I have this character defect. I did the prayer, and then somehow I was not feeling connected to continue that. So I just wanted to hear from you about it.
So you're saying you did the step 4, and did you also talk to somebody, or did you just?
Initially, when we did, I was talking. We were having frequent outreaches, and I was telling. But now, as I think, I'm not sure. Slowly, that winded down. I guess it more became like, this thing happened. I feel like this, and
Yeah,
this is the
you stopped
character.
at step 4. Yeah. See, step 4 is a very crucial, by the way, even in astrology, number 4 is a very key number when it comes to these things. So when we reach at step 4, we could get stuck in a spiral if we don't move to step 5, step 6, step 7, step 8, step 9, step 10, step 11, step 12. Because step 4 is about the recognition. Okay, I'm feeling resentment. This is how it's affecting me. This is my part of the responsibility. This is my character defect. But we don't stop at that, right? We go next step forward. And step 5 is when we are able to verbalize that, what in the language of experience, strength, and hope, like you're doing now. It's kind of like what you're doing now is like step 5. Okay, what you're doing, you're actually addressing that and you're verbalizing that. And then is step 6. Step 6 is it's a subconscious thing. Subconsciously, okay, I recognize this pattern of whatever entitlement. Let's say I was feeling entitled, why this person treated me this way, whatever it is, that's the character defect. Then I want to let go. And step 6 is about becoming ready internally, becoming ready to let Kṛṣṇa take that away from me. When we don't do the step 6, we're still in the same loop. Step 1, step 2, step 3, 4, 5, and then go back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel powerless. Okay, I want Kṛṣṇa to help me. And then, yes, I admit my character defect. Okay, talk about it, but then I go back. But step 6 is the conscious we will get. I mean, we're still in step 5 now. Next step is that, but I'm setting a scene for that already. Step 6 is like, okay, I recognize these things. It's a practice. It's a practice. And it's good you had the break, like how we used to have outreach calls. We had that regularly. You could see the impact. And now when you don't do it also, you can see the impact. It takes, we get stuck in the spiral. But when we go to do the step 6, step 7 is the most Prahlad Maharaj step, I call it. 7th canto, 7th step, Prahlad attitude. So before 7th step, we need to do the 6th step. And 6th step is getting ready to let Kṛṣṇa remove that character defect. But otherwise, I will be surviving on that character defect. I get used to it. Like a leaky tap or something. You know that there's that one particular tap in your house. It doesn't drips or something. And you get accustomed to it at one point. So it becomes like that if we don't go forward with step 6 and step 7. So step 6 and 7 is beyond journaling and beyond. It's about like this room you're seeing here, my meditation room here. This is the step 6 room for me. When I go there after doing the step 4, going there and becoming willing, and in the back you have Jagannath Mandir there. That's the Jagannath Puri temple. So sitting there in this meditation room in the temple of my heart, allowing Kṛṣṇa, like becoming ready, opening the doors, opening the curtains and saying, Kṛṣṇa, I don't want to survive with this character defect. Most people are surviving with their character defects. They're not letting it go, and that's why they're not thriving. So, okay, I'm ready. And then step 7, dear Lord Nrsimha, today I'm willing that you have all of me, the good and the bad. Please remove every single character defect that gets in the way of my service to you and your devotees. And please give me the strength to do your will. Your will and not mine be done. So the step 7, that's why I'm saying the boot camp, the steps are 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, needs to go. If you just suddenly watch step 6, step 7, it'll be difficult. So if you go back, watch the primary steps. First 3 is the crucial. But then if you do the step 4 nicely, you do your step 5 courageously. Step 6 is you'll be ready. If you do till step 5 properly, you'll be ready for step 6. And like you said, it'll become a habit. It may become mechanical, but mechanical in a beautiful way. As soon as I feel jealous, as soon as I feel insecure, the brain immediately says, okay, let's do the steps in my mind. And then I go over the steps. It becomes like we every morning we brush our teeth. Like that step 10 becomes our everyday thing, inventory. Was I resentful today? Was I fearful today? Was I dishonest today? Was I selfish today? And then eventually, when those things are not there, you won't feel envy, you won't feel those things. Or even if you feel it like this, you will be able to resolve it. It's possible, I'm telling you. If you watched my yesterday's video, I don't know if I recorded that part. I was talking with Sujata Radhika later, and I was revealing how a year ago, the triggers that I used to have, I watch it, it's not there anymore. 3 years ago, what was bothering me, and it's not there anymore. And then obviously I'm looking at my life, I'm looking at my calendar, I'm looking at my to-do list or whatever the things that were naturally I'm accomplishing more. Naturally, I'm thriving more in different areas. Why? Because that space was created. Otherwise, I was holding on to it and those patterns, and it was like struggle for survival. And then I'm not planning that much also. Like a year ago, I would plan more and execute less. Now I'm planning less but executing more because I'm letting Kṛṣṇa do it. You do it. Like yesterday when we started our boot camp, there was only one person. And then I was thinking a year ago I would be triggered with that. And then yesterday I'm like, doesn't matter. They'll watch it later. Who needs to watch it later? It's fine. No, this is this time and the space to do the service. So the point was, it takes time, but it's possible. I am a proof. I'm a living example. It's possible. And I don't need to kind of keep my stream contaminated. I can release it, and then I can let that thriving happen for me. Okay, anything else? Several years ago, when Amazon was not that strong and all these recovery things were also not available, I wanted certain books on codependency, and I wanted to know more about 12 steps. There was not these online meetings, none of these things. Zoom didn't exist. So then I asked my husband, who was going to US in like a month or something, I gave him the whole list. I want these books. And he went to a secondhand bookstore. And I remember waiting for him to come back from the US so I could have those books, so I could read and understand the codependency, so I could apply the recovery principles. And that's how my journey started. So you're all very lucky you have these boot camps, and they are Kṛṣṇa conscious. How do you say? Kṛṣṇa conscious, the principles, and they are available because it was available already in the Kṛṣṇa conscious format. But through this struggles of Kali Yuga struggles that I have, it's not there. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur doesn't address those anarthas. So then, to be able to connect those two has been so powerful. And I can see myself, since we did our boot camp when I was in Dallas, since then we started, I see recovery in my own life as well. So this was the book, one of the books that I had, Alcoholic Anonymous. And I highly recommend you get it. And I have all the notes, all the markings, and then connecting them with the Shastra. So it's been a journey of healing and recovery. I always say in this book, there's a lot of drinking problem, right? And I keep telling myself, just put thinking problem, and it applies to you. Sri Radha Govinda Dasi, the thinking problem. Thank you very much for watching the Step 5 Bootcamp. See you tomorrow, and then see you tomorrow or the next time you watch this video. Hare Krishna.